Alright gang, welcome to another Magic Standard video, and we have a sweet one for you today. Another Yorion deck, 80 cards, but this is going to be Temur Elementals. This deck is awesome. We get to play some giant bombs, and then when Genesis Ultimatum resolves, we get to play 5 giant bombs. My favorite card in this deck is going to be this Ugin. I was trying to find the best shell for this if it was like in a control deck, but it feels great when you resolve it off of a ultimatum. And this is comparatively to like Jeskai Ultimatum, it's kind of the same thing except that you get to put the cards in play. Both cards, you draw 5 cards and then do other stuff. So it's kind of a neat comparison to the Jeskai Ultimatum. But the core of the deck is going to be an elementals build that lets us have a little bit more ramp, a little bit bigger creatures. Omnath is solid. It gets removal and pumps your team. Who's playing a deck in Standard without Uro? Uro is probably the best deck or best card in the format at the moment. And then our mana ramp down at the lower end of the curve. We have Aether Gusts. Red and green is still very powerful in Standard right now, so main decking those. And then I believe it's 38 lands, so this deck is fire. And then the sideboard, just some removal counter spells and some utility cards. Nothing too wild. So Yorion, I thought I was not going to enjoy playing Yorion because the variance is much higher. But I don't know. Just it unlocks so much more possibility in like the mid game and the late game because you can put them into your hand and then you get to flip over an Omnath again, or you get to another Cavalier trigger. There's just so many more possibilities with it. And I played a couple matches with this deck just to kind of get a feel for it, and it is wildly fun. This hand looks pretty weak, but it does have a little bit of ramp. It has lands. We're going first, and it has the ultimatum. I think I'm gonna risk it. It has a Scryland. You can keep it if it has a Scryland, huh? Another Druid, perfect, yeah. So this hand is just like we're trying to race out this ultimatum. This looks like we're doing it perfectly. Oh, we got the sweet mono green lands. Oh, we got mono green hexproof. Is that what we're working with over here? We do not want to attack into that thing. So next turn we can put Yorion into our hand, and in the following turn we can ultimatum. That's a turn 5 ultimatum. Yorvo, I mean they're putting some heat into play, so Yorion into hand. So since we drew another creature, we can actually chump block with one of them. Because we still have 4, 5, 6, 7. Yorvo. Yeah, I think we're just going to chump here. Soak up some damage, just in case we miss on this ultimatum. Make sure we have the right color. So red, red, blue, 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 green, green. Yep. So that's a turn 5 Genesis Ultimatum. Watch us hit 5 lands. Ugh. Really, we want to hit an Ugin. Oh no. No. That sucks. That's fine. Man. So I think we did need to soak up a little bit of damage there. We need an additional bully source. And then we can resolve this Yorion just to have another blocker. We'll blink the Paradise Druid so it gets hexproof when it comes back in. And then the Yorion can trade with whatever. They might waste a card on fighting it, and then I mean, I guess we really need this ultimatum to hit something useful. Jump with the Grazer. I mean, if it hits Ugin, oh, it's going to feel so good, but you know, we used up all our luck the other day with the mono red deck, so probably It's probably just going to be 5 lands. Alright, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. Here it is. Oh, there we go. And we rip another ultimatum. Living the dream. This is trigger. Oh my goodness. Equal to that creature's power to any target. So, that I don't know which one this is triggering from. I guess we'll just find out by targeting this ooze. And then target... I wish I knew which one this was triggering from. I think that means it's the 3/3, because that's... I think? And this is the removal one. So there's how many elementals? 1. Just 1, so it doesn't really matter. I guess we'll shoot him for 1. I guess we can hit them, but... So this is Trigger Central. And then the Uro gains us a couple life. That's pretty sweet. We sack this land. We'll get another trigger from Omnath. And then another elemental into play. Equal to power. So what? That's 3 damage. Let's show our dominance. Get our beats in, and then next turn we'll just resolve another ultimatum. Ooh, Terror of the Peaks, Questing Beast. So we'll chump here, and then the Questing Beast. It does have Death Touch, so we can take 4 from that. That's fine. Boom. On the back of Genesis Ultimatum. So we're playing a mono green aggressive deck, so let's go ahead and get in these Flame Sweeps, another board wipe. We could bring in these melees, but I think they're really only good against the red decks. So we'll leave those out. We can keep in the Aether Gusts. We can shave some of our top end, so let's get a Peaks, a Cavalier of Thorns, and then probably an additional Terror of the Peaks. We want to keep all 4 ultimatums because that's the bee's knees of the deck. And then Ugin, if we can resolve an Ugin, we pretty much just win. So we'll bring in a little bit of removal and we'll see where it takes us. We want to be conscious of not taking out too much of the core of the deck, because we're trying to ramp and play elementals on our way up. So this hand does not have too much going for it, and we're playing against an aggressive deck, so I think this is a ship. We got the Flame Sweep, so we can go ahead and keep this. I don't think we're going to need 3 Risen Reefs, especially when we're going to Flame Sweep. Ooh. We need to draw some relevant spells. The 4th land, that sounds fine. Because hopefully the Pelt Collector does not get big enough. Oh, this Flame Sweep's not going to cut it. At least it will snag a creature if they play like a 2/2 here, but if they play a Yorvo... Oh, man. Yeah. Probably this is like Anger of the Gods or something. So we can resolve this Risen Reef, try and hit that the Stormtar's Wrath or whatever it is. Yeah. No, we don't want that card, but I guess it blocks pretty well. We'll go ahead, we'll chump one of these Barkhide Trolls. Looks like I have a fight spell. Yeah, that might just be it. 6, 9, 12. Dang. Well, we had a good hand last game, and they had a good hand this game, so. So seeing that, I think that we should bring in a little bit more removal, and then we'll cut some more top end. I mean, if we can just kill their important creature at the beginning and slow them down. Like if we had that red cat melee for that Pelt Collector, it would have negated a ton of damage. This hand is better. The Flame Sweep's going to be much better on the play. Let's go ahead and get down this temple, see what we're working with. Don't want a 5th land at the moment. Collector. And the Triome. And hopefully they play a 2/2 and not the Barkhide Troll. Perfect. So we can actually leave this Flame Sweep up in case they go to play another creature. Looks like they stuck on one land. That is unfortunate. Let's just go ahead and Flame Sweep and we'll save the 2 damage. This is a bad play if they have another 1-drop. They did. That's fine though. So we can go ahead and Uro. Play Scrylands. Ooh, Ugin. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah. Once we resolve this Ugin, it's game over. Boom. It's like they knew we had it. It's like they knew the Ugin was coming. Alright, game 1 in the books. Man, that was sweet. We almost had a turn 5 ultimatum the previous game, but turn 6 is fine too. Ooh, 20 gems. 20 gems. So I'm gonna buy more packs for when Zendikar Rising comes out. I could play a ton of sweet fun decks. I can't wait. I can't wait for rotation. Like all the bannings kind of like felt like a rotation, but I want like a real rotation. Get them cards out of here. This hand is weak. But it has Uro, it has Beanstalk Giant, but if we're playing against a red deck, a white deck, but if we're playing against like Sultai, any kind of like mid-range deck, we have a Scryland, we gotta keep it, right? That's the rules. I'm pretty sure that's the rules. I mulliganed once, so. Alright, cool. So we're not playing aggressive decks, so this hand will be pretty good. Cavalier. So at this point, we probably just want to hit lands. Do not want a second ultimatum. I mean, we do. I want 4 ultimatums with 7 lands in play at all times. So we're drawing a lot of this heat, but at this point we need perfect land. So we can cast this Uro, get that additional land into play. Mystical Dispute. Yeah, that's fine. Fine by me. Because that means that he's not resolving it on our bigger spells. We need an additional blue source for our ultimatum when that day comes. Ooh, Nightpack Ambusher. That's a solid one. So at this point, we're looking for something to deal with the Ambusher. Which the Terror of the Peaks blocks pretty well. Eventually the Ugin will be good. So Uro's not really what we want. 7th land for Genesis Ultimatum will be good. So they played a spell, so that makes it so they're going to draw a card, but they don't get the 2/2. I think I'm okay with that. Ooh, Aether Gust. That's an answer. So we have 6 mana to work with. So we can put Yorion into our hand and Aether Gust away the Nightpack Ambusher. Or we can just resolve Cavalier of Thorns and have the 7th land guaranteed for Genesis Ultimatum. They could have a Mystical Dispute. That would be pretty backbreaking. They could have an Aether Gust. So they could have quite a bit of stuff here. They cannot have Frilled Mystic. I think that we can try and resolve this Cavalier. Sabotage. And the long list of things they could have, unfortunately. So, at least they use it on that. If we hit land, we can play this Ultimatum and hopefully get a lot of creatures into play. Terror of the Peaks. Oh man, we're just not hitting what we need to hit. So let's go the Yorion route, and then we can Aether Gust away the Nightpack Ambusher on their turn. You can do it in their upkeep. Or if they go ahead and if they try and resolve another card, Cutthroat. That's fine. So we're going to do it on their upkeep. That's fine. If they have another Nightpack Ambusher, that would be terrible. Perfect. Okay, so let's Aether Gust the Nightpack away. We want to do it before the draw step in case they hit a counter spell. If they leave it on top, they draw it this turn, which is okay. Because it's really we're just trying to slow them down until we can hit the... they put them on the bottom. Alright, so they hit us for 4, put us at 6. Okay, so it looks like they put that on top. And then they can draw the ambusher. Alright, we really need to hit a land here. Really need to hit a land. They're going to resolve the ambusher. Alright, perfect. Alright, give us something good. Yes, there we go. Yeah, buddy. Ugin. Ugin. Dims to breaks. So we'll go ahead and put a Scry land into play. Get a little bit extra value. Don't want that Druid. And insult to injury, we get to gain 3 life. So their biggest creature is a 4. That means our Cavalier will survive. So we'll -4. Oh man, Genesis Ultimatum for the win. That was fire. This deck is so cool. And then we can blink Shark Typhoon. Oh, that's a good one. So, what's our options here? We can play this second Ugin to minus the Shark Typhoon away. What do we want to do here? I think... Okay, that's fine. That makes my decision much easier. So, blue-green flash. We definitely want these counter spells. The Flame Sweep is not really going to do a lot. In Storm's Wrath, it's going to be a catch-all, so I think that's okay. We want to get rid of some of our easily counterable spells, so like the higher costed mana spells. We don't want to trade. We don't want to trade down on mana costs. So let's go ahead. We'll shave 2 of these. Terror of the Peaks isn't bad because it blocks, but it's a 5/4. We'll shave 2 of those. The removal's great on this card. Aether Gust. I think it's good enough. Since the Ambusher is such a scary card, I think it's good enough. So let's go ahead. Let's finish. Let's get rid of the other 2 Terror of the Peaks. And Cavalier has reach too, so that's another fact to put into consideration. See if we can ride these Genesis Ultimatums to victory again. This is an interesting one. I think we can keep it. We're on the draw. We're on the draw, so the Grazer. We need to hit a land here. If we hit a land here, we'll be okay. Yes. Just like we planned. So, if they have a counterspell, we probably want Uro to get countered as opposed to Beanstalk Giant. But Mystical Dispute only hits Uro, so it might be better to play Beanstalk Giant. Negate also hits Beanstalk Giant. Yeah, let's get Uro. Uro's the weaker card in this situation since we need lands. Okay, perfect. Land. And it's a Scry land. Alright. Druids. I think I want to ship the Druid. I think I just want lands, and this Wrath is going to kill our Druid, so I do not believe it's worth it. Beanstalk Giant can get an additional red for the Wrath. Let's see what they got. So they did have a dispute. Interesting. No attacks. I think we're probably just going to jump here. Just jump away. Cavalier. Resolve this Druid. That puts us at 5, so we can get this Cavalier down next turn if we wish. Mystical Dispute. So if we naturally draw a red source next turn, we get to Wrath. And we got the +3 from Uro. We got 5. 5. They're going to shock in the breeding pool. What is that signaling? I don't know exactly what it's signaling, but we have to, we got to play this card. This gets us one step closer to Sabotage. It's unfortunate. And then we're one card away from Uro. That's fine. They want to. I don't know if that was a good choice for them. They have all these lands. They could have made a giant shark, but they might have another one in their hand. 5. We'll take our 5 beats. We'll resolve another Cavalier one time. Can we get it? Can it come into play this time? No, it cannot. Man. So this is not looking good. The Wrath no longer kills this Cutthroat. And this is not going to do it. We have the additional card for Uro. Yes. So we'll go up to 8. Oh man, don't have another counterspell. Don't do this to me. Wow. Unfortunate. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, does that change anything we want to do here? Like the flame sweeps, the melees? Yeah, let's bring the melees in. And then maybe a little bit of our card advantage. And then a Paradise Druid. One of our weaker, the weaker ramp cards. Maybe Beanstalk Giant is the weakest of them all. Because it doesn't have reach to deal with their flyers, but I will go first. Mulligan. This hand does not look good either. Alright, going down again. This is a keep. I think we can ship the Grazer. The Grazer and I guess Beanstalk Giant. Yeah, I guess Beanstalk Giant. I really wish that was only a mulligan to 6, not a mulligan to 5. Because having the Beanstalk Giant on 3 would be much nicer. So we'll leave up Aether Gust. In case they play some kind of card some spicy card we're not aware of. And then we have Wrath on 4 for if they resolve something, so that's not a good draw. What do we got? A Cutthroat? Cutthroat coming down. Shark Typhoon for 0. Okay, I can get behind that. There's Forest. Fabled Passage. Let's get an additional green source. Green, and then we'll pass. Sea Dasher Octopus. Not a bad one. Hit us for a draw card. Ooh, a Dispute. So we have a choice here to try and resolve the Wrath with Dispute up. I don't think a 1-for-1's useful, but them drawing a card every turn does not feel great. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just 1-for-1 them. If they go to counter it, we have Mystical Dispute. Oh, perfect. That's like the one card we wanted them to play, was use up all their mana. Very good. And then now we have an Aether Gust if they want to resolve an Ambusher. We do not want to play... We don't want to get the Yorion into our hand in case they want to try and slam an Ambusher here. Another Octopus. That's fine, I guess. This blocks. They might have a Brazen Borrower. Man, we're so close to this ultimatum. Let's get this Yorion in hand, and then let's... There we go. That's what we want to see. So we'll put this on top of their library. Slow them down a little bit. No attacks. We need to know that they're drawing the Ambusher. They didn't do anything last turn, so they're probably not going to do anything this turn. Ooh, the Cavalier. So if we can resolve this, that would be great. An Essence Capture would be pretty brutal here, because then that means it gets to attack into the Leafkin Druid. No. Oh, that's backbreaking. Ugh, man. So they do get to... They didn't play the Ambusher, so they'll get to draw an additional card here. That is unfortunate. So, unfortunately, we do not have the right colors because we have too many green sources. We can resolve this Yorion, though. Frilled Mystic. Great play. No attacks. So, it's definitely starting to look pretty bad for us because they still have the Ambusher in hand. Oh, no. And that might be the nail in the coffin. So we need to hit, what is that, a blue source? We need an island, some kind of island here. Oh no, oh no. Don't need that. Play the Druid, this can block. And that'll put us at 1 if they have nothing else. Because we'll block the 4. We'll take 6. Like I said, they have another Brazen Borrower. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think these didn't line up that game for us. Things just did not line up very well for us. But on to the next one. Hopefully we get a little bit luckier there. More points, some XP. See where it goes. Oh, I've been trying to get some Pokemon cards on Pokemon Online to make some content for that. It's really interesting how their like ecosystem works for getting cards. Is that the currency is just like packs. I'll keep this. And so you buy packs in person, and you put the codes in online, and you trade those packs for cards, and then it's really interesting. It makes life pretty easy because you just get the codes and then trade the codes for other things. We're looking for... I was going to say land, but Uro sounds good too. No, I think we have enough. We have enough effects. We have enough cards that do things. We want untapped land. Well, seeing that, maybe we do want Uro, but... Who am I kidding? You just always want Uro all the time. Fortunately with this, we get to ramp a little bit. It looks like they're going to eliminate. Nope, they chose not to. This Omnath. Do I want to try and resolve this Omnath? Or be able to play the Cavalier the following turn? I think that's the better play. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 lands. Cavalier is like a 7th land. We'll ship this. And get Yorion into our hand. Ooh, flash deck. We've got a Slither Wisp coming in. I think this deck is a little bit weak to flash. Probably not this version, but the one we played the previous round. It's definitely a uphill battle for us. Okay, perfect. That's fine. Fortunately, Cavalier has reach. Let's get the Scry land into play. I don't want the Grazer. Should probably make sense to make sure we have the correct mana for Genesis Ultimatum. 2 greens, red, red, blue, blue, blue. Yeah, so we're fine there. What do we want to do? I think we want to attack, maybe. Yeah, let's attack. See what they do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're working with 7 mana. Let's just play another Cavalier. Ooh, Ashiok's Erasure. That's a good one. Not going to be good when we resolve this Ugin. So next turn we get to play Ugin. That's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. We have our 8th land already, so we do not need that. That's fine. Another Spectral Sailor. It's not very threatening. We'll jump here. What are they doing? They're going to play. I think that's fine. There's a flash freak thing that gives it Death Touch. Blue, blue. We need an additional blue here. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to try and resolve an Ugin or a Genesis Ultimatum? Or do we want to attack first? Or just try and play a Yorion. I think it's definitely Ugin or Ultimatum, and I think Ultimatum is a little bit more powerful. Yeah, if this resolves, we probably just win. But they have 4 mana. They could have another Ashiok's Erasure. Baller. And this is great. We'll have 4 creatures in play, so 2, 3. So not enough. Oh, and the Fabled Passage it makes 4, so. Boom! With the concession. Alright, so another flash deck. We want the counter spells. Flame Sweep seems really good against our little guys. Another board wipe. These Terror of the Peaks feel a little bit weak. And then our weakest ramp is going to be, we'll get a Grazer and the 2 Beanstalk Giants. There might be some merit to cutting the top end like the Ultimatum and an Ugin, but those cards are just so fun to play. They're too fun to play. Can't cut them from the deck. This is a mulligan. This is definitely another mulligan, unfortunately. Alright, keep 5. So I'll ship the Ugin and a land. We can make this work. We can make it work. We can leave this Mystical Dispute up for their 2-drop. They decided to not play it. Scry. At this point, we don't want... Ooh, that's a kind of interesting one. Let them play their creatures and wrath them. Let's do that. I think we're definitely going to dispute this, though. And the wrath is kind of like an insurance policy for their Slither Wisp or whatever it is next time. Interesting. So does that mean they have Sinister Sabotage? That's why they shock that in. Alright, well, this is fine if they counter it, so. They had Ashiok's Erasure. Interesting. Interesting choice of actions. Oh, because it has flash, so it's cheaper. Okay, so that is the counterspell they had. So let's go ahead and get this Omnath down. And then we have a dispute for if they have a counterspell, another Ashiok's Erasure. Ooh, not for that though, unfortunately. That's okay. If they go and try and play something end step, I have a dispute for it. Dirge Bat! Oh no! But that does die to Storm's Wrath, so that's good. Let's get them! Come on! Hopefully you play a 3-drop counterspell. Aether Gust. Ugh. Man, that does not feel good. So they'll hit us for 5, put us to 4. It's a scary number. Alright. So now we need a 4 cost. No, that is so unfortunate. We'll show our dominance. Just say, yeah, counterspells really mess with this deck. So once again, should we bring in the red cat melees just for their problem creatures and cut some of our top end? Yeah, let's do that. Let's be a little bit more interactive, because really what the deck wants, the deck wants more time to draw the big bomb spells. So the removal will help us get there. I mean, we did mulligan to 5 that game, so if we would have had 2 additional cards, just like creatures I could have blocked, or removal, or a counterspell, or anything. This is borderline, but it's a keep. We can play Paradise Druid on 2, Omnath on 3, Skyland on 1. Looks like they mulliganed. Maybe they'll mulligan to 5. See how it feels. Anything but a land, I think. Perfect. To the bottom you go. To the bottom with ye. So another Scryland. That'll be helpful at some point. Interesting. They played that Zen. So seeing that we drew another elemental that can give us the extra elemental to deal the damage with Cunning Nightmare, it makes more sense to play the elemental first. We'll ship the land, and then we don't really need the mana, so I'm going to offer up the trade. That's fine. If only they knew our hand. And this way, if they play, okay, that's fine. Trade 1-for-1s while I get my lands up. Get Yorion into hand. So now we can play this Omnath. They don't have double blue, so that means they don't have a lot of cards. Aether Gust is fine. Do not want that on top. Probably gonna end up cycling this Triome. There's their second blue. Ooh, Mystical Dispute. They could flash in a good bit of stuff here at end step. Like a Dirge Bat, that'd be a great spell to counter here. Ooh, that's a solid one. Make a 3/3 flyer. And now they still have 3 cards in hand, plenty of mana. They'll be whacking us for 3 each turn. Cycle this into a good spell one time. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. What's up with all these lands? So if we play that Yorion, we can't leave up Dispute. I think that's just a little bit more worthwhile. Next turn we can play the Steam Vents. Oh man, come on. Come on, deck. Now this dispute probably isn't going to end up doing anything. Ashiok's Erasure would be the only card that this dispute will hit. And then again, they'll have more spells. Rewind. Alright, it'll hit that. Perfect. So now we got a blocker. Awesome. And then we got all our lands, so if we hit an Ugin or a Genesis Ultimatum or an Uro, cycle. Come on, just not a land. I'll take that. That's fine. This is a redraw. Maybe it's a redraw. Ooh, the Great Shark. No attacks. So we will, if they attack with the Great Shark, we're probably going to trade here. Yeah, that's just too much damage. Omnath. I mean, at this point, I'll take any spells, so. These spells can get the counters out of their hands. We'll leave the force in hand to bluff. They still have a pretty solid grip there. Yeah, definitely this deck feels like it folds the counter spells pretty bad. So maybe if there's, oh, come on, deck. Come on! Don't be doing this to me. What am I doing? Am I just playing 80 lands? Yeah. What do we got? Do they play another Shark type? Oh, no, they decided not to. I mean, them not playing anything means they have gas in their hands, so whatever we draw. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. So, I mean, like, that's kind of the drawback to playing a 38 land deck is you draw a bunch of lands. Which normally that's okay. Normally that's what you want to do. So let's ooh, some more gems and a booster pack. I need a couple more cards from Core 2021. So. Alright, so let's play another game with this deck. Let's see if we can slam some 7-drops. Alright, we're back here with another game of Temur Elementals, Genesis Ultimatum, Ugin. Just all the coolest cards in Standard. This hand could be a little bit better, but I think that it's a keep. We can play Druid on 2. Ooh, Aether Gust. Maybe we'll play Aether Gust on 2. Uro's a solid draw. Uro lets us gain 3. Ooh, Robber of the Rich. So we're probably going to resolve this Druid just because it blocks a lot of their cards. Ooh, they ripped a Terror of the Peaks from us. Terror of the... That's going to be good on their turn 5. Oh, and they're getting their lands up there too. Bolt Hound. That buffs everybody else. So we can block their 2/1. So what do we want to do here? We'll probably want to shock. Do we want to get this Risen Reef down, or do we want to get this Uro into gain 3 from Uro? Or this Omnath will shoot away this Bolt Hound. That's what we want to do. Since there's 2 elementals. Shoot down the Bolt Hound. Now we have a 3/3 blocker. Oh no. Oh no, Torbrand. So we're going to take 3 here. This is a 4. Torbrand's definitely scary. We do have Aether Gust for it though. Yeah, so the Aether Gust is gonna keep us alive. They can make the 10th Street Dodger unblockable. Ooh, another one of those is pretty good for them. Robber of the Rich. It's fine as well. So we're gonna Aether Gust the Torbrand, and we can chump. I guess just chump once. I had to use that mana. So we I should have blocked there. So, I mean, I guess this Uro is going to draw us into something good. I mean, that's a good card, but don't think that's going to do it. They're going to play the Torbrand. Yep, that's unfortunate. Thought we were going to pull that one out. Thought we were going to pull it out. So we want Wrath, Flame Sweep, Red Cap Melee. Let's take out our higher end. What else can we shave? Aether Gust, good. Take out a Beanstalk Giant. And we're good to go. Okay. Right, come on, give us some good... Oh, no, that is not a good hand. Well, look at that. This is okay. This blocks a lot of their creatures. We'll ship the Cavalier, I suppose. Ugh, this hand looks gross. Yeah, ship the Cavalier. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what we're just trying to Triome. Is that what we're trying to draw here? What are you doing? Making me click. Alright, that's actually pretty good. Because then we get to scry. Okay. Things are going okay. Things are going okay now. We have 2 solid blockers. We'll be able to play this Omnath. Ooh, Robber of the Rich. We only got 2 cards in hand, bro. So let's go ahead. Get this Omnath down. We'll shoot out their Dodger. And then next turn we can put Yorion into hand. Red Cap Melee. Unfortunately that card is red. I'll take our one damage beats. Ooh, and another... Okay, I guess that's our play. Well, guess we'll Omnath away the Dodger. I'm having deja vu. Didn't we just do that last turn? Ooh, Fervent Champion. Solid. ENX. That's another one. That's a good one. So put this in our hand. We have Aether Gust. Scorch Spitter. What's their final card? Mountain. So their Robber of the Rich will trigger. Let's see what it is beforehand. So just land. We will send away their Annex and we'll eat their Robber of the Rich. So that was a really great turn for us. And they put it on top, so we know what's happening. Counter on that. I get 5 damage in there, because then the Yorion will blink the Omnath. And we could shoot the Scorch Spitter. It loses its counters, but the removal's a little bit. The removal's nice. Fabled Passage, so land. Let's try and end this game. I guess I don't think they know that I can do this. That's fine. I should not have gotten a forest there. I should have gotten an island. I just feel like I'm in the driver's seat, so it doesn't matter. Because if I rip Genesis Ultimatum, I cannot cast it with 3 forests. And we'll take our 1. Let's go to game 3. Play an elemental. Swinging for 9. And then hopefully the game. I mean, a Torbrand. No, that's not even going to do it. I don't actually think there's any card that can do it. Light up the stage. Red Cap Melee will not do it. Alright, game 3. Now they get to be on the play, so... Anything... Do we want a Krasis? We'll bring in Krasis for instead of this Ugin. Like on 4, Krasis isn't bad. Like a 4-mana 2/2 flyer, gain a life, draw a card. That doesn't feel that bad. Doesn't feel that bad at all. So this will be the real test if the deck is fast enough to operate playing against red. Got good old Fibblethip hanging out. Good old Fibblethip. Ooh. This hand doesn't look very good. Mulligan, Storm's Wrath, keep. So the card we need the least is probably this Forest. No. Looks like this Breeding Pool. Alright, 1 mana 1/1. We got a perfect. So with the Leafkin Druid can go down on 2. And that means we can play Storm's Wrath on 3 if we need to. I mean, it's shaping up to look that way. Well, they only have 1 land. And this guy, I mean, our cards are going to block for a minute. Now this is an interesting predicament. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're just going to go Uro. We're going to get a little bit greedy here and get one more card out of them with this Storm's Wrath. So hopefully they go land Robber the Rich or something. No, it's like missing another land drop. Let's just play Omnath. We'll get the creature that can be unblockable. This is Red Cat Melee. Solid play. Fabled Passage. We can go get a blue here. Play the other Leafkin. So there might be merit to keep it in hand for this Risen Reef, but... We have, what, 3 cards in the bin? And we'll just play this Risen Reef. Try and draw into more gas. Put that tapped. Get this Yorion into hand. Play this tapped. And pass. I mean, they haven't hit a land in a long time, so they've got to have some gas in their hand. Where are we at? We're at 14. 13. An additional Uro, that's pretty good. So, let's go ahead and cast this Uro. Solid. Fabled Passage is a great choice because it adds more fuel for Uro. We'll get another red source, it looks like. We'll hit him for 1. And then Yorion. Good old Bird Serpent. We'll blink this to cycle it. And then next turn, we might have enough cards to play an Uro from the bin. The Druids are turned on, so they make 2 mana. Yeah, I mean, the opponent drew fairly poorly here. So let's go ahead. If I can click properly. Yeah, let's just start over. We want here to here, here to here, here to here. There we go. And an Aether Gust for the nail in the coffin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good game, opponent. Alright, so what, we ended up 2-2 with this deck. Definitely feels really solid. Counterspell, this deck really has a hard time dealing with counterspell, so I'm not really sure. Maybe a Destiny Spinner, maybe, would be helpful here. Come on, big button. This is cool art. So let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. I was not happy with Terror of the Peaks through really any matches. I probably would want to cut those for something else, something against the flash decks. I don't know what's, if we could play a Teferi, that'd be sweet. But we're not even playing white. But I do think that the sideboard needs something against those flash decks. So probably, I like Destiny Spinner because it comes down on 2. It blocks pretty well, and then late game it does something. So past that, there might be some other cards I'm overlooking, but like a Negate or 2. That is Temur Elementals, 80 card Yorion build. Like always, if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe so you get notifications when more videos come out. Thanks for watching. Bye.